friends! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica and I run a small business called Looping Teddies. In today's video we will be getting back into market prep because my next market is coming up in about 2.5 weeks and my last market was pretty successful. So we definitely have a lot to do. I also really want to get a head start on market prepping for the fall and winter season because that is coming up pretty soon. And I also kind of went overboard with signing up for markets, so I have a lot to prep. But before we get into that, I first want to show you what I crocheted so far this week. And then also I have not one, but 2 Etsy orders to pack up. So that has never happened before, that I had more than 1 Etsy order to pack up at a time. So super happy about this, and I really want to drop them off today because it's Wednesday today. I didn't really tell you about that, but tomorrow is a holiday where I live, so I really want to drop them off today because we're also going on a short trip from Thursday until Sunday. So I really want to get my orders out before that. And then also I really need to pack up my yarn today. So all of the yarns that I want to bring for my 4-day trip, I need to pack today, and we will be in the car for about 6 hours tomorrow. So I definitely have a lot of time to crochet and get my market prepping started, so looking forward to that. I'm planning on making lots of turtle parts and then also lots of birds, so my penguins, and possibly octos as well, because all of them tend to sell pretty well and I can prep them in the car because I don't need to bring eyes or stuffing for them. So that is something that I try to do when I'm crocheting in the car, just making parts of plushies that I can then later on stuff and finish. So that's the plan for now. But before that, I will pack up my orders and show you what I made so far this week. So let's go. Okay, so I have now picked out the 2 orders that I need to ship, and I had them in my inventory already, so I didn't have to make any of them. The first order is for a blue baby octo. And this really excites me because I only uploaded the mini octos to my Etsy last week and I've already sold one, so that was definitely the right decision to put them up there finally. I don't really know why I didn't do it in the first place. I just kind of forgot about it and I had so much other stuff to do that I kind of never took the time to put them up, but now they're finally up and my customers can choose from, I believe it's over 20 different colors of octos that I can make. So they chose this light blue one, and this is a very popular color. This is one of my best-selling colors in these baby octos. So that is the first order. And then the second order is for a mini bee. So here we have it. And I have had these up on my Etsy for quite a while now and I've never actually sold one of them, but now I finally did. So this baby bee is also going to a new home and this is my own pattern. I also have a tutorial up for it on YouTube, so you can recreate it if you want it. So here is the mini bee that will be packed up today as well. And I have recently lowered the shipping fees on my Etsy for my small items because I can also pack them up in a smaller box and let my customers save some on shipping. But sadly, these smaller boxes haven't come in yet, so I need to pack these 2 up in a different way. So I have these bigger envelopes laying around and they fit the 2 mini plushies perfectly. So they're each going into one of the envelopes and I will be sending them out this way. I am planning on going back to boxes though, because it just kind of feels more secure, but this is what I have for now. And I think the customer would rather receive their plushie sooner than me having to wait for the boxes and then the shipping be late. So that's what I will be doing now. Good morning, friends. It is now Thursday, so it's a public holiday and we're about to leave the house. I have my yarn bag over here. I packed quite a lot of stuff. I will definitely show you once we've arrived at our destination. I will do a little unpacking, but for now we definitely need to leave because we're running a bit late. We wanted to leave way earlier than that, but that's all right. So lots of driving ahead of us, and I will be working in the car and taking you along for that. Okay, so we're currently stopped to get some gas, and I have been working on turtle shells, as you've seen, in this color. This is the color that I use for my regular turtles, so the ones that look pretty natural. And so far I have finished 4 little turtle shells already, and I'm currently working on the 5th one, and I'm thinking that I will keep working on the turtle shells until this yarn runs out, and then I will move on to the fins and the heads. Hi friends, it is now Friday and we have arrived at our destination. We did arrive a little later than we planned to yesterday, so I didn't check back in with you, but we decided to go sightseeing in a town that was about halfway to our final destination, and we walked around there for quite a while and looked at all of the old buildings and bridges, and it was beautiful. So that's what we did, and why we arrived kind of late last night. But now we're in our final destination, and I don't know if I've told you about this, but we're visiting a friend here who lives close to this city, so we decided to go sightseeing here as well and then meet up with him this afternoon. So now, I never showed you what I packed and what I made, so I will do that now and unpack my big yarn bag that I took with me. And I crocheted for most of the drive, so we drove for 6 hours, and I crocheted most of the time. I didn't drive, so my partner drove all of the way, and I was working most of the time, and I got quite a lot of stuff done, so let's get into that. Okay, so let me show you the colors that I brought first, and then I will get into all of the projects that I have already started. Again, this time I decided to just take the yarn and not take my safety eyes or stuffing. So I was working on projects that I can start now and finish later, which I really like to do during drives and stuff. So you can just crochet and not worry about putting in eyes in the correct way or fluffing around with the stuffing in the card. So that's why I decided to work on projects that I can just finish later on and just crochet in the car. But here are the colors that I took. So first of all, I took some white, which I use for a lot of projects. Then I took some light orange. I sold out of my orange cats and I used this tone of orange, so I decided to take that to work on some of the cats. I took some turquoise to make dinos, some red to make dinos, some pink to also make dinos. I sold a lot of dinos last time, so I'm really into making more of them, so I took a lot of colors to do that. I took some more neutrals, so gray and black, just to work on different projects. A darker orange, which I use for my feet for the birds. 2 different tones of purple, and then I brought some other colors that I've already used up completely, so I will now get into the projects that I've made. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's quite a lot. So first of all, I have a single orange cat body. Definitely want to make more of them. Then I started making dinos, and for me personally, my green dinos always sell the best, so I definitely want to make some more of them. And what I did is I made 2 green dino bodies, and I can't really finish them right now because I need to put in eyes into the side of the head and definitely stuff them before I can keep working, because otherwise it gets really hard to get the stuffing correctly into the body. So I didn't finish them off, so they're both connected to this yarn ball and I just worked from 2 sides. So that's what I did for these 2. And then the rest of the projects are all turtle parts. So let's go. So I worked up a whole ball of green into turtle shells. So this color green, and you saw me work on that in the car because I was filming that, and I made so many of these turtle shells. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I have 9 green turtle shells, and this is my best-selling turtle color, so I definitely want to stack up on them before fall and winter, so that's why I made so many of them. And then I made the corresponding fins and heads, and I finished a whole ball of yarn for that color as well, and I just stopped working when it ran out. So I currently have 2, 4, 6 turtle heads in this color. So this is the color combination of turtle that sells really well. So 6 heads and a lot of fins. So here are all the fins. I currently don't really know how many there are. I just worked until I ran out of yarn. So let's see. So I just laid them out, and there's exactly 20 fins. So enough for finishing 5 turtles. So I definitely have to make a couple more, or a lot more, to finish all of the turtles that I started on this trip. But as I said, I'm all out of this yarn color, so I started working on another fin, but there's definitely not enough to finish this. So for now, the turtle project is finished, and what I am now going to do, I'm probably not going to crochet anything else today because we want to go sightseeing and also spend time with the friend that we're visiting. But for the rest of this trip, when I'm working on more projects, I definitely want to work on dinos and orange cats. But that is it for now. I wanted to show you all of the projects that I have been working on, and I will see you when I see you. Hey friends, it is now Monday, so I am back at home after taking a couple days off vacation. And I didn't check back in with you since I believe it was Friday because, as I said before, we were visiting friends. So I was, first of all, never really alone in the past couple of days. And second of all, I didn't really crochet anything except for when we were in the car driving there and driving back. And I already showed you me crocheting in the car, so I didn't film on the way back because it would have just been the same thing. So I thought it would make more sense for me to show you everything I finished crocheting and kind of talk about the project and all of that now than filming me in the car again. But before that, I realized I never really showed you what I made before I went on vacation this week, because I finally got into another pattern test, and I don't apply to a ton of pattern tests. I just apply when I really like the look of the pattern. And this was kind of funny because the week before I had made a custom bunny snuggler. I will put a picture up here of the project, and that was a custom order for one of my mom's friends. And when I saw that the same pattern designer was putting out a tester crawl for another snuggler, I immediately applied and I actually got in. So I got to test a new snuggler, and it is this cute lamb. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. These are so cute, and I got to test it, and the pattern has already been released. So if you want to make your own lamb snuggler, I will leave the link to the pattern down below and you can check that out. I believe the pattern is also off for the first week of its release, so the sale might still be going on when this video goes live, but I'm really obsessed with these cute little snugglers and I can't wait to make a couple more of them, because to my last market I already brought one of the bunny snugglers and it didn't sell, but it got so much of attention, so I'm definitely making a couple more of them for my fall and winter shows. So here is my pattern test and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. But now I also have this huge bag full of yarn and projects, and I really want to unpack it because I kind of lost track of all of the projects that are currently in here. None of them are finished because, as I said before, I didn't take any eyes or stuffing with me. So I stopped after the crocheting part was done for all of these projects, and I really need to finish them in the next week. But let's unpack this and go over all of the projects that are in here. Let's get into all of the projects I got started, and I will be going through them in groups because I worked on lots of different plushies, but I made more than one of every single type of item. So let's get into the brontosauruses first. These are pretty chaotic because they are still attached to the yarn ball and they kind of got tangled. But I know I showed you these before, but I have these two green brontosauruses that are both connected to the yarn ball still. So here they are. Then I started working on a different color and I made two of those as well. And it's this pink color, and for this one I decided to actually fasten it off but just leave a really long string of yarn that I kind of stored in the dino head, because working from two sides of the same yarn ball was kind of messy and kind of annoying. So I wanted to fasten this one off and start the other one. And this other one is still attached to the yarn, and I worked on it as far as I like to work on my dinosaurs before finishing them. So this one's still attached. That's two green dinos and then two pink dinos. And then this was the last project I was working on before we got back home, and I did not finish that one. So I have a red Bronto body that is currently still in the making and still attached. So this one I need to work on some more before I will be stuffing this one. So I have 5 Brontosaurus whips. Next I worked on something that sold out during my last market, so I definitely wanted to stock up. And these are actually the only plushies that I made while I was not in the car. So these I made during our stay because we had an evening where it was raining and we got back to the hotel, but we didn't want to go to bed yet. So I was crocheting for a bit and I made some cat bodies. So I have orange cat bodies here because these sold out. I brought 3 to my last market and all 3 of them sold. So I decided to go a bit bigger this time and make 5 of them to be stocked up for my next market. So 5 orange cats. Next is an item that I made for the first time at my last market, and I put it out on my table and it immediately sold after like 5 minutes of me putting it out on the table. And this was a purple penguin, and I have toyed with the idea of making colorful penguins for a long time, And I never really did because I wasn't sure how they were going to do at my markets, but I made a purple penguin last time and it was so popular, so I wanted to make purple and possibly blue, green and pink penguins for my winter markets, because I think that penguins will be more popular during winter time anyways, so I might as well make some colorful ones and let people pick out their favorite color. So I worked on some purple penguins and I made 4 of them, so 4 purple penguins, and I would have made a 5th one because that was kind of the number I was aiming for, but I almost ran out of this lighter purple color and I didn't want to be halfway finished with one, so I stopped at 4. And then I will not be going over these again because I already showed them to you, but I made so many of these turtle parts, those shells and heads and fins, until I ran out of the 2 different colors. So lots of those. And then the final whip is probably very unspectacular because it's not a lot, but I was working on bee wings as well. So I made 20 of those, so enough to finish 10 bees, because I have a lot of bee whips already started. So I currently have 8 of those bees that still need wings but are completed otherwise, so I wanted to make the wings for them, so I just have to sew them on and then they're finished. And I have 8 of these but 20 wings, so I want to make 2 more of them to just have lots of bees, because I have been running low on them for such a long time and I just wanted to complete them and stock up on them for my next markets, because these are always like kind of popular. They're never in like the top 5, but they're always pretty popular and people pick them up, and I just want to have a couple more for the next markets. Okay, so now after unpacking all of my projects, I'm thinking that I will start by working on the bees, because I just have to sew on the wings and then they're finished. So that's what I'm thinking that I will do first.
Okay, growing up I read books about enchanting bliss, falling head over heels, sealed by a true love's kiss. Embers in the air, flickers everywhere, a fire you just can't miss. Now the older I get, the more I reminisce. I want it sincerely, so I'm still daydreaming. I see it so clearly. If you're out there, come find me. When I fall in love, all the sparks will fly, lighting up the sky like the fireworks on the 4th of July. The city will ignite magic, wonder, thunder, striking through my heart. When I fall in love, all the sparks will fly, looking in his eyes. Why is it seen as naive if I think it's all real? That when you know, you just know, the butterflies you feel, it's not out of touch if what.
Okay, so now after finishing the bees, I started working on the dinos, and I have stuffed and put the eyes into this one. But now I need to go downstairs into my basement and pick up some more stuffing, because I store the big bags of stuffing there and I'm all out of my stuffing. I had a bag of stuffing, a small one from my last market, and I used all of that up to fill the one brontosaurus that I just showed you, and now I have to go down there and pick up stuffing. So that's what I will be doing now. And then after that, I will be working on the rest of the dinos to get them finished.
It's something that I feel. When he's the one, I'll be done. My heart forever sealed. I'm not one to be patient, but I'll patiently wait. What's the point of a romance if it's not there to stay? I should probably mention that I'm perfectly fine being alone for a lifetime. Unless he's perfectly right. When I fall in love, all the sparks will fly, lighting up the sky like the fireworks on the 4th of July. all the sparks should fly. Lighting up the sky like the fireworks on the 4th of July. The city will ignite.
Okay, so it's now quite a while later and I have been working on the dinos since finishing my workday, and I have gotten quite far with them. So this is the current state that they're at. So I have 4 of them finished. They only need their tail added. And then I've been working on the 5th one. So I'm almost finished with that one as well. I want to get it to the same state as these before I will be working on all of the tails. But it's definitely my plan to finish all of them today. Okay, so it's now another while later, and I'm not sure if the lighting is any good right now because, as you can probably tell, it's already getting dark outside and I'm still working on my dinos. But this is how far I've gotten. So I have now all 5 of their bodies completed, but they're all still missing the tails. So that is the next step in completing these dinos that I need to now tackle. And stuffing these dinos is kind of difficult. You kind of need to get the stuffing all the way down into the legs because otherwise they will not stand up straight. And then also you kind of need to stuff this neck pretty firmly so that it can actually still move around and it's not flopping over or anything. But I'm now finished with them, and now I will be reconnecting the yarn and working on the tails. And that should take me around like 10 minutes per tail, so another almost hour. But I still really want to finish them today, so let's keep working.
Someday never comes, road trips and shotguns, sunshine on my skin, smile is kicking in, vibes are in the air, jumping everywhere, endless nights, 'cause summer's on my mind.
Hey guys, it's actually Tuesday now, and I wanted to check back in with you because I didn't speak with you yesterday because it got kind of late when I finished the dino tails and I knew that the lighting was not gonna be any good anymore. So I decided to push that to today and check back in with you and show you the completed dinos. So I have them here. Let me just line them up for you so you can check all of them out like this, and they are all completed. So super happy about that. I realized that for one of the green dinos, I believe this one, I added an extra row for the neck. So it's just a bit taller. You can kind of tell it's a bit taller than the rest of them, but that's not a big problem. I will just price them the same, put them out the same. That's what's going on with them. So that is all of the market prepping that I will be showing you for this week. And I will keep working on the rest of the whips that I started during my vacation for next week's video, and we will do a lot of exciting stuff. I have a lot of custom orders that I need to complete, so definitely tune in for that again. And thank you so much for staying all the way till the end. And if you are still here, comment down below which color dino is your favorite of the ones that we made this week. And I will see you again next week for another video, so bye!